Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube messiah and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we're going to talk about Raw this week. Was in Baltimore. You know, I'm not going to lie, folks. I mean, this one was kind of boring. You know, I mean, sat through it, but the ending, the closing of the show was worth it, in my opinion, but just really. I mean, okay. Show opens up. The entire locker room's out at the entranceway. Kurt's in the ring, addressing about on how SmackDown wound up, you know, pretty much made a surprise attack on them. Made a surprise attack, got everyone, did, and all up in arms over that. You know, the whole quote-unquote under siege thing. They talked about that. Kurt apologized. You know, he put all of them in danger. And as he's doing that, eating his crow, rightfully so doing it, out making her triumphant return is the MILF in charge, Stephanie McMahon, who then proceeds to go and rip into Kurt a new one, like, you know, like, yeah, you screwed up. You screwed up. You screwed up big. This is what my father built. My dad made this show, and you are just turning it into this. And she proceeded to keep going on about with that. You know, basically that and insinuating, hyping up on how Raw's 25th anniversary is coming up and on how they're going to do it in the Barclay and at the Hammerstein, which case, yeah, okay, that's going to be interesting to see. But either way, you know, then she said, you are going to be team captain for Raw, and if we don't get a win, we don't see aggression, we're going to be seeing a whole new general manager. She basically left it at that. Now with that being said, end of first segment, end of first sequence, fade to black. Wait, we don't have the budget for it? We don't have budget for special effects. I mean, I'm not talking like Michael Bay stuff, but like, even the small simple stuff like a star swipe or anything? Oh. This is what I get for having animals run the production crew. Anyways, first matchup of the night, it was scheduled Bayley versus Alicia Fox, but Alicia comes out, in which case she is now officially bona fide crazy enough to definitely be considered a woman that I have dated in the past. So she comes out saying, nah, you know, I'm kind of busy being team captain, so I got somebody else to wrestle you instead. And then out comes Nia Jax, which case finally, we can finally shut up about all the rumor and talk about like, oh, she's leaving, all this, that, and the other. Guys, here's the thing, and this is from a fan perspective here. Who the frig cares about wanting to know all the stuff behind the scenes? I mean, okay, if you like movies, yeah, it's cool to see on how they make the movies, on how behind the scenes stuff with that. But with wrestling, no, it's not the same because people want to go and try and find everything and then pick it apart little by little by little. And this right here is more so just fan perspective saying, here's what I see, here's what I think is stupid, here's what I think is stupid and wrong, and here's what I think that might make that stupid and wrong shit work. You know, but with these guys, it's, this person had enough of dealing with all this stuff, so now they're leaving. Dude, can you confirm that? And if you can confirm that, tell me, who told you this information? Because, you know, if you're just going off of what you heard from Dave fucking Meltzer, you know, fuck that. You know? Now, either way, back to the match at hand. Nia, you know, she didn't miss a beat. She came out, pretty much, she powered over Bayley non-stop through the whole match. She got the win. Did I want to say like a not a rolling elbow like that, but she did like a somersault and it looked like she had her elbow clip Bayley and then proceeded to go and do a running leg drop on her. Got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah, which then leads to, after she left, then proceeds to the return of Samoa Joe. In which case, Nomino Patria, Fiat Spiritu Sante, everyone that is in his path, because a pissed off Samoa Joe tends to wind up leaving bodies, you know? Samoa Joe comes out, proceeds with a heelish return promo saying, you know, I've been gone, and aside from all the people saying, get well, you're in my prayers, how many of you actually thought about me? How many of you kept me in your thoughts? How many of you bothered to try and contact me? None. I didn't miss any one of you. And he proceeded to go like that. But after that, then, so he proceeds to throw out an open challenge. He gets it in the form of Apollo Crews, which, I mean, yeah, it had some nice, decent back and forth action seeing with them, but that was about it. But match came to an end. Joe, real quick, just boom, got that Coquita clutch locked in, got it on him, and then Crews tapped out immediately right after he tapped out. Next thing you know, Titus comes in, goes to check on him. He's like, yeah, you alright? You alright? And then right, boom, pops it right on Titus. So 10 gets you 20. We'll probably see a match between them. We might see a match of Titus and Joe, which case, you know, obviously the ending, you know, we all know, but it's not a matter of, you know, if you think about it in this perspective, yeah, you can figure out who's going to win or lose certain matches, obviously, but you throw that part aside. Focus on what leads to it. That's where the storytelling is. That's the part that you got to pay attention and listen to. You know, I've had these kind of conversations with people before that say, oh, they don't do storytelling, they don't do psychology, this, that, and the other. Well, you know what? The same people that say that WWE guys don't do psychology and all that bullshit are also the same people that get pissed off when somebody like, when you get assholes like Jim Cornette saying, oh, the Young Bucks don't do psychology, they just are fucking spot monkeys, god damn it. You know, just, seriously, just enjoy watching it. I can't stress that enough. I don't care if you fucking love Ring of Honor, New Japan, Evolve, Lucha Underground, whatever the hell. Just enjoy the show. Fucking people. Anyways, next matchup we got Miz going against a mystery opponent, and this was due to the fact of, one, Miz arriving late to the show and getting drilled at by Angle over it, and because he was late and he hightailed it out of there before the siege last week, he wound up getting told, you're going to have an Intercontinental title match tonight against an opponent of my choosing. So get ready, you're getting ready, you're going out there. So he proceeds to, and out comes, drum roll please. I'm assuming you guys are adding this in the sound effect in post-production. And it's Matt Hardy. Now, yeah, I fucking love Matt, love the guy to death. Met the man, nice guy, heart of gold. Really hope that, you know, since Jeff's out for the time being with a busted up shoulder, you know, they can find a way to capitalize on Matt. Yep. Now, as far as what this match goes, Matt really liked seeing that he was trying to end it quick, doing roll-ups, inside cradles, all that jazz, trying to knock it out real quick and easy. And then next thing you know, Miz is just like, nah, you know what? Screw that. And Miz, he started to pick up the pace. He was in control for it, you know. And Matt, he got his good shots in too. I mean, for crying out loud, the man is The man's in his 40s. He's obviously, you know, everyone has all heard and known about the obvious weight issues he has had to he's dealt with over the years. You know, going from like 250 a few years ago, dropping down to about 238 now. It's freaking phenomenal on how he did that. And the fact that, you know, that also being able, he got up to the top and did a moonsault down and freaking did it beautifully. I mean, I freaking, you know, I wish I can do that. I could do something that beautiful now at 32 with as banged up and as broken and with on how freaking set up my body is. You know, I'm pretty much being held together by duct tape and super glue at this point. Either way though, as far, you know, decent match, liked it, you know. Matt, he gave a real decent fight, fought tooth and nail. Match came to an end though. You know, he was on the outside. Miz, boom, caught him on the ropes, got him in. Next thing you know, skull crushing finale, 1, 2, 3. That was it. So that leads us now. Excuse me. That leads us now to the next match. Asuka going against local jobber number 515. No, this wasn't the one like the ones that, well, yeah, it was kind of like the ones that Nia was getting when they first started the brand extension. But either way, you know, she got that, and yeah, she killed this girl hands down. Now, I would say this was a piss break, but honestly, I could watch Asuka proceed to give someone an ass kicking all day. And in fact, the way she was going on this girl, it reminded me of a clip I saw on my Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. It was Minoru Suzuki doing a match against Asuka in Japan, to where, oh my god, ooh, I'm all for intergender wrestling, but my god, he put the fucking, he freaking slapped the taste out of her mouth non-stop in that thing, and it was, ugh. And that pretty much felt like what I was watching right there. Asuka was like channeling Suzuki and just proceeded to beat the shit out of this girl. So yeah, next matchup, Finn Balor, Cesaro. Really loved this, really dug this, you know, had a nice good tech feel to it, you know, nice start. Finn, he was in good control after the break. Cesaro started to pick it up a little, showed a really good, I really dug the float over he did when he locked in the sharpshooter, and then just as Finn was reaching just like inches away from the rope, about to grab it, next thing you know, he lets go, drops down real quick, tucks the arm in, and then wrenches back for a crossface. Really like just seeing on how smooth and quick he was able to float around to that. And that's what got me. And now, match came to an end with coup de grace, and I saw this come up on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Somebody tried making a fucking Smarky McSmarkerton addressing this, trying to say, oh, WWE banned the curb stomp, but they let Finn do the coup de grace. And yes, Finn did get the win in this match doing the coup de grace. Now, here's the thing, though. When you do the curbs, think of it like this, you know, doing the curb stomp, you know, you're doing it, you're putting it down right on their head, boom, like that. Basically like American History X, put your face against the fucking curb. Whereas with the coup de grace, easy enough. You're going from the top, jumping down, stomping on somebody. No different than what you do when you have a set of when you have a 3 or a 4-year-old jumping off the couch and jumping onto you. Jumping from the couch onto you. That's all. You know, that's it. Now, after the match, as Finn's going back, next you know, boom, music hits, out comes Mayor Jacobs, I mean Kane, and Kane proceeds to beat the ungodly hell out of Finn and then gives him a tombstone right up there, in which case, you think about it, it kind of makes sense on if you have a Finn Balor-Kane feud, a short little Finn Balor-Kane feud, because Kane being the devil's favorite demon, and Finn being the man who created his own demon. I mean, you could just kind of set it up like that. I'm not saying it would be the best, far from it, but it's something, you know? Now, as Kane comes out, and his opponent is the CrossFit Jeebus himself, Seth freaking Rollins. Seth comes out. Now, these two, it went at a nice pace, nice flow. Kane played to the power advantage, you know, got his shots in on Seth good, and really dug it. I dug it thoroughly, you know, and for whatever reason, Sheamus and Cesaro decided to come out and stay ringside while they were watching, and during the point near the end of the match, you know, they proceeded to start beating the shit out of Ambrose. Then Seth, obviously, doing what any man would for his tag partner, you know, go out and try and jump down on them to stop them. He proceeds to, then he goes back into the ring, tries to go and get Kane. Kane, boom, stops. Next thing you know, gets him, choke slams him. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Kane wins. Let this be a reminder to you folks, vote. Glenn Jacobs for mayor. Anyways, after the match, Kane proceeds to grab Seth, get ready to go and do it again. Then Ambrose stops him, hits him with dirty deeds. Just as he's going to check on Seth, Kane rises from the grave, gets up. He proceeds to start wailing on him. Next thing you know, Sheamus and Cesaro stop him. And yeah, so they're all stopped immediately from that. So, that's that. Next matchup, this was our piss break of the night right here. It was Heath, Slater, and Rhyno going against the Good Brothers themselves, Gallows and Anderson, in a trick or treat street fight, which case Slater and Rhyno were dressed as Santa, and Gallows and Anderson were dressed like their guys from Southpaw. I mean, I kind of thought it was cool at the fact that, you know, Gallows, he looked, you know, that's as close to Sex Ferguson as we're going to see on WWE, and, you know, I was all for that, you know, but, yeah, this was a piss break, plain and simple. Next matchup, Cruiserweight match, Drew Gulak, Kalisto. Absolutely, before the match started, Enzo started to talk, which case, yeah, I had to go and clean the blood out of my ears from him speaking, but once Gulak got the mic, though, oh my god, I died laughing because Gulak, he freaking reminds me of Al Gore in this sense with this kind of humor, because he is so fucking dry and dull, you can't help but laugh, you know? And I mean that in the most beautiful way possible. And if you are not down with that, we have one word to describe you. S-O-F-T. Soft. And he put his arm up like this to go and do a fist bump instead of putting it out like that. Which, yeah, he reminds me of that dude that, like that dude that tries to be like the cool step-parent but can't for their life, if their life depended on it. Now, as far as the match goes, it was completely one-sided, all Kalisto. He got the win with the SDS. After the match, though, Enzo proceeded to start beating the shit out of him, in which case, man, if there was ever a time for Braun Strowman to come back after being tossed in a garbage truck, it's when Enzo comes out. Just saying. Anyways, next up, main event of the night. Alexa Bliss, Mickie James. Both girls sporting Halloween-themed attire. Mickie James, Child's Play, Chucky. Completely traumatized me as a child. I was completely scared of Chucky dolls from the time I could remember until I was like 12. And Mickie James came out as channeling her inner Beetlejuice, which case I couldn't help but just think, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. No. Anything? No, nothing happened. It's worth a shot. Anyways, as far as the match goes, Mickie, she was Mickie, right on the offense, hard hitting, right to the point with it. Alexa, she started to pick up some control for it. After the break, there was good back and forth, but honestly, I mean, these girls can do good matches. There's no doubt about that. Wasn't say this was their worst, but I wouldn't say this was their best. But also, to the Maryland crowd, for the CM Punk chants, really, seriously, it is not cool. It is not edgy. It does not make you like part of some wrestling clique or part of the infamous IWC, which, you know, those guys fucking hate me. You know, but match came to an end. Mickie James, you know, Mickie and Alexa, they were getting right, they were doing shots to each other, and Alexa just wham, right hand, gave her a coming to Jesus meeting kind of smack, slapped at her face, and then got the 1, 2, 3. After that, you saw Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel all leaving in a rush because after Miz's match with Matt Hardy, they proceeded to go to their locker room to try to go and celebrate. And then they found a giant pile of trash there, insinuating that Braun Strowman has returned. And they tried to get out as quick as possible. Just as their limo driver was leaving, a garbage truck got in front of them. Pulled up in front of them, the garbage truck lifted, trash came out, and then Braun rised from the grave, in which case all I could think is like from Frankenstein. He lives! It's alive! He came out, did roar! They all proceeded to scream, and I'm pretty sure they all wished they were wearing their shitting pants that day, at that moment. They ran, Braun chased after them, they got out to the entranceway, Braun proceeded to beat the shit out of him. He picked up and threw Bo, literally so hard that Bo bounced off of the ramp once and then proceeded to slide down. The same with Axel. Miz, no, he tumbled like boom, 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 down to the ring. He proceeded to beat the shit out of all of them, just as Braun was about to give Miz a power slam. Axel, ever so faithful, his last dying grace, pulled Miz down and Miz got away. And then he just looked at Axel's like, fine, I'll sacrifice you. Picked him up, gave him a power slam, proceeded to beat the crap out of him, and then picked him up, carried him on his shoulder like he was nothing, went over to the announce table, and then gave him a power slam through that, in which case, let us all share a moment of silence for our dearly departed Curtis Axel. Creative hardly knew ye. So yeah, that was it for this week's show. Like I said, the closing definitely made up for the show being slow and like kind of boring in a sense, but yeah. So excuse me, I'm sorry.
What?
That is it for this week's show, folks. So do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure you also check out the info down below for the Dad Show Lifestyle Podcast, Storytelling Podcast, any kind of podcast you really want to see it as. Also, make sure you look for me on my Twitter, @TimVicious. Also have another account, Tim_Vicious. And also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. And folks, make sure y'all look for these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter. Axel Mulligan. Make sure y'all check out Axel's Project, Brit Wrestling Review, where they talk about British and European wrestling. Kenny Killer, my two co-hosts for the Dad Show. I am Danny Sunday, and my executive producer who provided the music for this week's show, Oliver Ben. Make sure y'all check out Ollie's music. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are also in the description. Also, don't be afraid to hit the man up for some of these Ollie Rewind shirts. Show some love and support to the good brother. Cranky asshole, Aaron_DeBora, Dazzy, MWP. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me.
I want to know.